Hey Tom, how are you today?
Good, Jeff. How are you?
I'm doing great. Today we're going to talk about social selling. This is a term that I see lots of people using. It appears to mean lots of different things. The way I think about social selling really is it's a program that allows salespeople to use the principles of social media, connecting online, using content, really to help improve their sales process. I'd love to hear I'd love to hear how you define social selling. Basically, in your work with your agency, I know you guys do a lot around social selling. So, how do you define it both internal to your agency when you talk about what you're doing and when you're talking to potential customers, clients?
Well, we're passionate about social selling. I am. I've been doing it for many years. Internally, however, we refer to social selling as social marketing for sales enablement. And the reason we use that term is we want to remember at all times that social selling is actually a hybrid approach that combines marketing and sales. And you cannot actually sell on a social network the traditional way. That would offend many of your buyers. You instead need to focus on insights and thought leadership and demand generation and brand building. And a lot of these drivers require marketing involvement, or at least understanding how marketing works, or being a marketer yourself. So for us, social selling is literally a social marketing activity that is entirely focused on sales enablement for your frontline force, the ones that are prospect facing and customer facing.
So, so are we going to try and push a new hashtag, social marketing for sales enablement, or should we just stick with hashtag social selling? What do you think about that one?
Yeah, I think the former is quite long, but social selling does encapsulate what we're trying to do. The only concern I have is that many people who hear about social selling immediately associate it with a pure sales activity. And we've done a lot of work. I've done a lot of work in social selling and on a commercial basis through my agency. And once you have clients paying you to achieve results and make sure their brand is protected and everything is compliant, both content and other activities, you start to see nuances
Hmm.
of social selling, lots and lots of different hues of this art and science. And it's impossible to think of it as a pure sales activity once you've worked on it at such an extent. It really becomes a hybrid that involves marketing and sales working together to create trust, market trust in their persons and their organization, demand for their solutions. It really is a hybrid, and I'd recommend to everyone to think of social selling as a social marketing activity that enables salespeople to sell more offline. But social selling is a much sexier term, and we'll continue using that, Jeff.
That's right. It definitely is, and I love the idea that this really could be the thing that brings marketing and sales together. Because traditionally, B2B companies, every B2B company I've worked for, marketing and sales were always at odds with each other. They always had different goals. They had different things they were trying to achieve, and they would blame the other if anything ever went wrong. So I love the idea that social selling is the thing that's really going to bring everybody together. And so when you're talking to clients, when you're starting a program or pitching a program, how do how do you describe it to them? How do you outwardly describe, oh, well, social selling looks like this, and these are the kinds of things we need to start with? What does some of that look like?
Well, we usually begin with the marketing division. In all of our work in Asia Pacific, in 99% of the cases, we begin our conversation with organizations through the marketing division, the CMO, the head of marketing, the senior marketing directors, or anyone in the marketing team, and social media marketing as well. And the reason we begin with that division is this division is tasked through their job description and their skills at looking strategically at demand generation and brand building activities that can impact the market and move them in their direction. And those in sales and account management are often so focused on targets as they need to be, that it's very difficult for them to find the time to sit back and research solutions in the market and other activities that could amplify their efforts. So marketing is critical. Marketing brings that rigor, brings that skill set, that job description, and they also bring budget. So if marketing can bring social selling into the organization, map it out, build the program out, and then involve sales and explain to them and demonstrate how marketing is the involvement of marketing can enable sales to connect more effectively and get more meetings and build more pipeline, then that's really the beginning of social selling in organizations. So we really advocate that marketing becomes, I guess, the procurement department, and then bring sales in for, at that point, a transformation of how sales and marketing works.
Well, that sounds great. That's a great introduction and a great definition for people to think about social selling. Thanks very much, Tom.
Thank you, Jeff.